Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your dungeon master. My name is Anthony Reed. This is episode 79, and it is part of the Oracle story arc. We are on the last section of this story. I have really been enjoying it. It was a great way to build the world lore and to spend some time one-on-one with these characters and just to learn a little bit more about them and put them in uncomfortable situations. And I love it. Obviously, I love it. If you loved it too, let us know. Just come tell us how much you loved it. It always is great. And you can also tell other people how much you loved it. You can head over to iTunes or whatever you use to listen to the show, write a review, share it on your social media, pass the word along. That's really the only way new people listen to the show is if you tell them to. And we're relying on you specifically. So hook us up, and let someone know that you love the show. And also, thank you to our patrons at patreon.com/adventureinc who support the show financially with their money. You don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that. It's a hard world to just throw money away. But we think that it's not thrown away when you give it to us, and we really appreciate it, and we really appreciate your support of the show. Patrons, you are our lifeblood. You are the wind beneath our wings. And if you want to be a patron, then you can become one too. You can go to patreon.com/adventureinc. You can get the bonuses that the patrons get, and you can just be genuinely amazing. So just like all the rest of the patrons, thank you, patrons. We love you. And we'll see you again next week. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and scoundrels, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Belroth, the ranger.
She's a Grimalkin, but that's understood. No pets allowed, even though she's not a pet. I will wait outside. Everyone, if anyone needs anything, I am outside.
Skarpin, the cleric.
Should I just try and snipe them from over here?
Yeah, okay. I did say they were as good as dead. I would hate for my, to break my word on our first contract as Adventure Incorporated.
Ellori, the bard.
We would want you to leave this warehouse.
He points behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Church!
Oh, sorry. We want you to leave this church.
ReedDeeran, the wizard. He say you no worship Shattered Fang.
Yeah, man, he's super wrong. We love Broken Tooth, Shattered Fang, man.
Prepare yourselves, for these are the tales of Adventure Incorporated. Skarpin, your eyes blink open. The last you remember, you were on a ship, or maybe that was a dream. You scratch your face, feeling the warm flesh under your hand, and then the other side itches. You scratch the warm flesh on that side too. You look down at your hand and are surprised to see that it is fully alive. But then it seems strange to be surprised about that.
Both sides are fully alive?
Yes.
Skarpin does a double take, but then is like, oh, yeah, that's okay. Because a part of him is thinking about how he's half corpsen. But I guess maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. He looks around and kind of tries to orient himself.
Yeah, you're in a small tent. It's one of the traveling tents that your family puts up while they're on the road. This one it's your tent. You're familiar with it. You've reached a point where now, instead of staying in the larger family tents, you have your own little tent space as part of the caravan that travels down the roads. And you're settled in nicely, but morning has come.
Okay. He has always liked his sleeping quarters very dark. So he goes to reach for the outside of to open up the tent flap and see if it's morning or not. But before he does, he looks at his hand again and realizes, this isn't right. He says out loud, and kind of thinks on it, and kind of looks around him, and there's this quality to it that he recognizes, that he thinks he's in a dream. He thinks there's a dream quality to this place. And he automatically gets on guard because the last time this happened was with Old Scratch, and is now worried that he's been overtaken by one of the demons. So he is thinking back and is like, I did leave here. Okay. I'll keep an eye out. All right, we can do this. And he grabs his shield, or looks for his shield, I should say. Does he find his...
Yeah, there's no shield. In fact, no weapons at all.
He pats himself down. Does he have his plumeria necklace on that he started with?
Yeah, I think he's got that flower around his neck.
Cool.
But yeah, none of the rest of his stuff is there. He's wearing traveling clothes.
Okay. All right. He is slowly kind of knowing that he left his people and he went off into the world, and feels that something happened in the Deadlands and made him undead, but he's not that way here. So something happened. He's going to go out and try and figure that out.
Okay. You step out of the tent, and as you step into the bright morning light, it's still pretty early. You see your mother. She's moving about a fire, setting up for a big breakfast, and she says, "Oh, you're awake, Skarpin. Good morning."
And Skarpin forgets that he was supposed to be figuring out this obviously wrong situation, and just kind of falls into place.
Good morning, Mom. How are you feeling today?
Oh, the back's stiff as always. Things could be better, but it's a beautiful day out, and we'll enjoy a nice, hearty travel. We've got a lot of miles to put on the road today.
It is. Yes, it is a nice day out. Excellent. Can I help get breakfast ready?
Of course. You can just come and settle right in, but no eating it until it's ready. I know you.
Well, if something falls out of the pot, I can have that. So, oops.
I know you'll spoil your breakfast. You start eating all the bits now, and by the time breakfast hits in front of you, you say, "Oh, I'm not hungry anymore." And then we have to give the food to other people, and it's always a nightmare.
That doesn't always happen. All right.
He looks around to see if he recognizes anybody else.
The names and faces of the people that you see around you come to you immediately when you look at them. They're people that you don't really have you don't know them until you look at them, and then you do know them. You know everything about them. You know that's Tallin, and that he's married to Shelia, and they have 3 kids. They've been traveling with you guys for 2 years, and he's really good at carpentry, right? So all these things start to tumble out as soon as you look at somebody, but you don't know where that's coming from either.
And he just gets this contentment in his belly, and he doesn't think it's hunger. He thinks it's actually satisfaction that he has so many loved ones and comfort around him, and says,
"Mom, where's Diakin? I think he hurt himself. I think yesterday."
Your brother didn't hurt himself. You know him. He's off sulking about because, you get your own space now, and he still has to live with his parents.
Maybe that was what I was thinking of. I thought I could have sworn he hurt himself, got attacked or something, but yeah, that does sound like him. He's a complainer.
Sugar Bushes comes out of your parents' tent and he looks at you, scowls.
Sugarbush, good morning.
And then he just heads off into the woods.
Oh, yeah. Didn't have a good sleep like I did you? Okay. Mom, so where are we headed? I can't quite remember. I feel like I'm off today.
Well, we're loading up now to head across the fronts of the crystal wastes on our way to where we should be 4 or 5 days away now from the High Basilica.
Oh, excellent. It'll be nice to see everybody and have some parties again.
Yes, I'm looking forward to them. Hopefully this year things go smoothly.
Excellent.
Just then Skarpin sees a squirrel clamber by and goes to, reaches out to go grab it to eat it.
Yeah.
So
give me a dex check. Yeah, give me a dex check.
Woo, 17.
Yeah, you snatch it, right, as it's picking up some nuts on the ground or whatever, and it clearly is not too phased by you guys, but you snatch at it and you grab the thing, and it starts flailing around, trying to get away, chittering loudly, and what are you doing with it?
So he celebrates. He says, "All right, check this out, Mom," and he goes to eat it, but he's watching her, because he's trying to impress her that he was able to.
She's like, "Skarpin, what are you doing?"
Before he eats it, he's like,
oh yeah, no, you're right. I was playing around.
And he lets it scramble away, and he doesn't get this overwhelming physical frustration of not eating the flesh that he just had in his hand. He doesn't actually have that. So he's like, "Oh no, I told you I was feeling off today, but has anything weird happened? I can't even remember going to bed last night."
Oh, well, we passed around a few of the drinks that we picked up at that farmstead. Maybe that affected you.
Yeah, maybe. I know we're pretty far away, but on this trip, did we go near the Deadlands at all?
And he kind of watches her and sees how she reacts to that.
She shakes her head and says, No, we didn't go anywhere near the Deadlands. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you always warn me about never straying too close to
Skarpin, you're
them.
not thinking about that again, are you?
Well, Mom,
I thought we talked you down from this.
They saved us. Remember all those years ago?
Yes,
we were
yes.
we were being attacked, and they saved us. And I want to kind of learn more about them. And they said they were like, "Oh, dreamwalkers, we don't dream." And that was crazy, Mom.
It's dangerous magic, Skarpin. Dangerous. You could do real damage to yourself spending too much time over there.
And he silently says, "Yep," to himself. He doesn't have the same accent in his internal monologue.
This is a new thing we're learning about Skarpin. I love it.
Yeah. Well,
Character development. In his head, he's just like, yes.
Yeah. Apparently, it wasn't the Deadlands that made his voice like this either. I'm learning that. That would have been fun. Come out here and just be like, "Hello, mother." Damn, next time.
Your father comes scrambling out of his tent, and he says, "Is Skarpin beating me to the bacon this morning?"
Dad, yeah, I almost had a squirrel for us. I mean, yes.
He's like, "Oh, I bet you looked like a squirrel, shoving all that bacon into your cheeks till they puff out."
That's true. Yeah. Mom said I couldn't have any though, so that's not true at all. Actually, I lied.
"Oh, yes, that's right. You'll spoil your breakfast." He steals a piece and starts munching on it. And she turns and she says, "You either."
Skarpin takes one while her back is turned.
She says, "Heath Nightholder." Yeah, I think you can. I think it's fine.
Nice.
He
had
sees
this
you.
bit
Yeah.
He takes one big enough and breaks it in half, and passes it to his dad, when the mom turns.
Yeah. She turns, she's like, Heath Nightholder, you know you're not even supposed to have that bacon. Yeah, and then she turns back away, and you hand him half the piece, and he winks at you and munches it down, and then stretches, and he says, well, I should probably get to taking down some of these tents. And he just starts going about his daily routine, breaking down camp.
Yeah. Yeah, Skarpin just keeps on flipping back and forth between just wanting to just fall into this routine and go and help his dad, or, you know, if he sees somebody struggling to lift something, or go help them, and also trying to figure out why there's a dream quality to everything and why he looks like this. So he's forgets for a minute, and then remembers and tries to ask questions to people around the camp. Being like,
okay, so have you seen anything weird lately?
He asks to one of his neighbors he doesn't really know well.
Yeah, so I would say there's probably about 20 turtles in the camp. And, you know, everyone's been traveling together for a while. You ask around, you're asking about strange occurrences, odd behavior, or anything like that. No one really has much to say. Everyone says, you know, everything's been smooth sailing and pretty normal, and everyone's excited to get to the High Basilica, and, you know, life is good on the road for these turtles as they travel.
It's just so hard not to just accept. Like that's what Skarpin's struggling with, because he always intended to go home, to come back and tell his tales of adventure, and just be accepted back, and, you know, finally talk to that girl that he wanted to. But he doesn't know if he ever will, especially since he's part Corpsen, or he was. So yeah, he's just gonna go help around the camp, and
everyone packs up camp. And the last thing to get packed away is all of the materials for the breakfast that everyone shares before they head out onto the road. And then that all gets packed away and cleaned up as well. And by the time you guys hit the road, looking back at the campsite, you can barely tell anyone had been there. This is just such a routine for these, you know, nomadic turtles, that they have an efficiency to them. They have a way of life that they roll in, they make as little impact as they can on the space they're in, and they roll out on the next day. And there's this almost a gratitude from the people around you to the place that they are in, the time that they are in. There is a feeling of camaraderie, a feeling of family to this that I think maybe isn't present in the adventuring life.
Yeah. Skarpin feels that contentment as well. And looking back from the fire where the breakfast was served, he without looking forward, he says,
Hey, Deeran, you got any more of that bacon?
And then he turns back around and doesn't see Deeran. And he's sad. And then, yeah, he's of course he's not there. So
right. You get back on the road, and the whole group travels for several hours, stopping every once in a while to feed, and, change out, like give the horses some rest and get food, and just the life that you guys are accustomed to. There is a pace to the road, a rhythm that you pick up as time goes on, with its the cadence of travel and pause and travel and pause and take the breaks where you can. And, every time you stop, you're chatting with somebody else, telling stories and making jokes, and just living an easy traveling life. But of course, the traveling life is not always easy. And by midday, one of the forward scouts comes back to the group and says, there's a whole bunch of people over the hill. They're coming down this way. I didn't recognize who they were, but they all were wearing the same outfit and had heavy armor and weapons.
We'll just let them go on in their way, and I'm sure they won't bother us. We pass through legions frequently, so we're not up to any harm, so should be fine.
Your father nods, but you also notice that he has, as he sits up at one of the head of the carriage, the pulling like a wagon, he reaches down and pulls up your grandmother's shell and leans it up next to him on the seat, just in case.
Don't worry, Dad. We'll be fine. If you need, I can talk. You know how I'm good at that.
You are that, son, I guess. But you never can be too careful.
Sure. I'm so happy.
Over the hill, just as the scout said, come a group of 10 soldiers. They are in heavy armor. They wear bright red robes. And they all have their helmets have like a ring of white around the top of them. And as they ride up, you recognize a symbol on their chest. All of these people you recognize because of your interactions with the church are members of the Scarlet Guard. The Scarlet Guard is essentially the judiciary force of the Empire, and they are typically members of the Church of Mercus.
Okay.
Dad, some of the Scarlet Guard. I wonder what they're up to all the way out here.
They, as they approach, they seem to be riding at a pretty good pace, and as they approach, they come to like a halt right in front of your caravan, which is pretty atypical. Usually, you meet people on the road, they travel, you give the traveler nod, and they head on out. But this group stops, maybe 30 feet in front of your caravan, and they take up the whole road.
Skarpin, does Skarpin feel like he's with his father, kind of leading the caravan and directing them? And
your father and mother are definitely the heads of the caravan by for sure. But you get the sense, and you have the knowledge that they're more or less grooming you for this role. Sure. That they are looking more and more to you to step up. And as you can see your father staring outward at these, he calls a halt, and everybody stops. But he is staring intently. Your mother is looking between the two of you, like, what are you going to do?
Skarpin stands up and says,
"Oh, hello there. We'll stay still while y'all pass us. Go ahead. Go over there to the left.
The group of knights break almost, a few staying in front, and the others moving around on both sides to surround the caravan, taking points and positions basically to have you surrounded.
Everything all right there? How can we help you?"
One of the knights hops down off of his horse and withdraws a scroll, and he says, "I am looking for some suspects in a dangerous situation not too far from here. I would speak to your leader." And Heath hops down and he pats you on the shoulder. He says, "Come on, boy."
Okay.
And he says, he steps up right to the edge of the group. He crosses his arms over his chest and he says, I am Heath Nightholder. I'm leading this clan. What seems to be your problem?" And the knight says, 2 nights ago, a group of nomads came into a town, stole a bunch of things, including 2 children. The items are replaceable. The children are not. And if I find any evidence that you have done this, well, it will not be good for your people. So step aside. We'll begin searching your things now.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, we haven't even been to any towns for weeks.
Yes, we won't be. You won't be searching our things. No, thank you. We're not who you're looking for. Keep looking somewhere else.
I feel like maybe they would, know if it was turtles or not, and none of my clan would do anything like that. So what type of race was it? Was it us or was it humans?
And if I do say it was turtles, what then? Can I search your things then?
Oh,
will you stand in the way of my investigation?
Oh, it couldn't have been turtles, so I don't think this is kind of a important issue to discuss, actually. But I do wish you a good day.
You are not going to make this easy, I see.
Listen, we've been through a lot. We've been traveling for weeks. We just want to get to our destination, and we really, truly wish you luck. This is awful. We
he
really
raises
empathize.
2 fingers into the air, and a bunch of the soldiers draw weapons surrounding you. A couple of bows, some with maces, others with swords. They all draw their weapons, and he says, "I will not ask again."
Hey, Dad. What if we help them search? What if we go with them? You see, sir, we're carrying just everything we have here is somewhat delicate. We have to make sure it lasts on the road. Otherwise, our livelihood, our lives would be in danger. So, can we just help you facilitate this rather than you sending everyone there and tearing everything up?
Give me a persuasion check.
Heath's like, son, that's not what I would have said. Ooh, 14 plus persuasion, -1, 13.
The knight says, "That is agreeable." Your father looks at you and he says, "I hope you know what you're doing, son."
We have nothing to hide, so let's just get this over with, I suppose. I mean,
you better hope they agree. And the knights, 4 of the knights come stepping up to you, and they say, basically the one in charge points them off with you and says, "Begin searching each caravan. Report back to me when you have finished."
Skarpin goes with them.
Yeah, your father stays and basically stares down the leader as you begin this process.
All right. Hopefully he behaves himself. He's well fed, so he's not angry.
Yeah, you actually, we didn't really address that, but after eating breakfast, you feel like full.
Yeah, Skarpin, that's another one of those times where he's like, this doesn't feel right. He should be not full. But then he just looks out and sees the beautiful countryside, as the noises of the wind and the trees. It's just lovely. So he forgets about that.
What are you going to be doing? So they hop up into the first caravan. They're just going to start opening things and rifling through it. What are you doing in your sort of role in this to try and curtail that or to subdue it?
He's going in first to any of the caravans, especially when he knows there's people in there, and telling them the situation and just asking them to open things that a child could hide in, or that a child could be hidden in, so that the soldiers don't have to rip something open.
Okay. They start pawing through everything. You know, they're digging into all of the any barrels or boxes, bags, crates, chests. They're searching very thoroughly. The way that they are looking for stuff, you get the sense that they're looking for something and it's not children.
And
Because they're looking at like small like boxes and like bags and stuff that obviously they're looking for something else.
So Skarpin notices this and says,
Hey, you realize children aren't that small, right?
Mind your own business.
Well, your boss back there said that you could go look for children, and that's kind of the agreement here. So we can go back up there if you're going to continue to look in teeny tiny jewelry boxes.
We're not just looking for children. They aren't the only thing that were taken.
Oh, what else? What maybe we could help.
He says, we're looking for a necklace. A necklace of magical power.
Well, that's not really where we get our magic, so I don't think anyone here would have interest with that. Maybe I could help you detect it. What kind of magic?
It is a powerful necromantic enchantment.
Oh.
and Skarpin, he hears necromancy and just realizes that that's him. Like he has necromancy infused in him, but then looks down on his hands again and says, "Okay, I don't have that here. I'm not infused with necromancy right now." So he says,
"Well, okay, hold on. This will save you a lot of work, honestly."
As they're going in between two caravans, and he just casts the detect magic at the next one for looking for necromancy.
Yeah, so you just cast detect magic on yourself. So wherever you're looking, you'll be able to detect. You don't have to cast it on a place.
Oh, right.
You just cast it on yourself. And you look up and down the rows, and, for a second, you don't see anything anywhere. But then you do see a faint glow in the last caravan, the one that most of your family's belongings are in.
Skarpin, kind of thinking of the repercussions of and how serious these soldiers are, is going to, when they get there, do everything he can to hide it.
Okay. You get up into the last caravan. They've still searched everything despite your assurance that there is nothing there. You get into the last caravan, you glance at where you see the glowing magical energy, and it's Deakin's chest. Like his not his like body cavity filled with organs.
Yeah.
Who at least presumably not.
Okay. So
wow. Okay. Yeah. So this is where I sleep over here.
and he points to Deakin's area, and
this here is my chest right here.
and he opens it with standing in front of it and quickly tries to reach in and just shoves the thing aside, whatever it is, and hide it.
Okay. So give me a sleight of hand.
Ooh, he is dexterous. Give him in. 12.
Hold on, what is that? As you try to shove things to the side, a hand reaches in past you and tries to dig in as well. And you have a split second where if they do any more digging, they're going to find it.
What was that?
And points outside.
Yeah, the what's that over there technique?
Yep.
Roll a persuasion check.
All right. So I guess Skarpin's goal here is okay. So persuasion check. He's trying to just distract and cast. There's a control person. So I think it's called control person. command. So he's going to cast command on the person. He rolled a 10 for a persuasion, but his intent was just to distract and not persuade.
Yeah. But the idea being whether or not your words were enough to get this person to look away from the thing they're actively seeking, which it wasn't. So you say, hey, look over there. One of the other guards looks, and as he's saying, I see nothing, the guard reaches in and pulls the necklace up. The necklace is on a long, thin, like almost black cord. The stone that hangs from it is like a swirl of black and white swirling in together, connecting together. And as it's lifted up, it is very potent necromantic magic. You can just feel the necromancy radiating off of this object, stronger than you have ever sensed necromancy before.
Fuck. All right. Skarpin casts Pray. No. Pray to Oleander.
Searching for some of that divine intervention.
Yeah, exactly. We're that far along here, aren't we? Let's see. Was that not like a? Let's see. Hold person, calm emotions. It's got to be something here. Gotta. Oh my god!
What is that? That's not mine.
I'm holding it for a friend.
Yep.
Perfect. The guard looking at it says, then where did it come from?
It's got to be that traveler we picked up the other day. There was a tall elf with like blonde hair and a snaggly tooth, and it looks suspicious.
Give me a deception check.
Skarpin believes it. Deception. It can't be charisma, right?
Oh, it is absolutely charisma.
15.
The guard stares at you flatly and says, you're telling me that some traveler stole this priceless artifact and then just left it here and bailed? To what end?
They were here when you approached us, actually. They must have ran off, and as soon as they saw you.
We have you surrounded. Nobody ran off.
Would you believe that they just disappeared with magic?
You are under arrest. And they, two of the guards just muckle onto you and start dragging you out the back of the caravan.
He casts Sleep on a real high level. Hold on. Before they leave the caravan.
Yeah. Just on the four of you? Or on the four of them?
Yeah, everybody in there, so like there's no witnesses.
Yeah.
So he has one level 4 slot. He will cast so it's 5 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 d8. I'm sure we won't mind me rolling 1 d8 11 times. No, I have 4. 25, 31, 52.
Yeah. Okay. You let this wave of sleep emerge from you. And the 4 guards in the back of this tent just drift off to sleep in front of you into a magical sleep. They fall into heaps at your feet and have passed out.
Okay, now Skarpin has some time to think. All right. He what did Skarpin see when he entered that caravan? Like, what was the guard situation outside of there?
Yeah, I mean, there's guards. There's a few more guards out behind. There's a few guards either side, right? So there were 10 guards before, so there's now 6. So there's 2 behind, 1 on each side, 2 in the front.
Okay. Let's see. He's in a pickle.
I can sense your mounting tension as like Mike's over here like, oh, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. Let's. This seems like a normal situation for a dream cleric to just be in. Everyone around me fell asleep. So what do I do with this deadly artifact? Okay. So he wants to get rid of the artifact. Let's see. Can he transport it anywhere? I don't think he can. He wants to step outside and say to the guards that are outside,
all right, they're still looking in there. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, but I gotta go take a leak.
and he heads to the tree line.
Do you have the artifact?
Yeah, he tucked it in his pocket.
Okay. They let you walk to the tree line, but they are looking at you.
That's fine. He like goes in because he doesn't want people to watch him.
Sure.
And then he's going through his spell inventory in his head and seeing if there's anything he can use to get this motherfucker away. He does not see much, so he throws it. Like he makes sure he's out of sight, of the guards, and then he just throws it deep into the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just huck it into the woods.
All right. And he comes back in a reasonable amount of time. Number one, not number two. And heads back to the caravan. Be like,
I got to check on them. They've been in there forever.
Okay.
So he goes back in.
Okay.
Are they still asleep?
Oh, yeah.
So he then passes out, or like pretends, falls on the ground and pretends to sleep.
Okay. All right, great. You lay there for a few minutes before another guard pokes their head in, and they start shouting because everybody is sleeping, including you. Go ahead and make a deception check to your at advantage. You are familiar with people sleeping.
Thank you for that. Nice. That's a 16.
Okay, great. So yeah, the guard starts shouting. The whole bunch, three of them come in. They start shaking the other guys awake, and then they're like, "Whoa, what happened?" Finally, someone shakes you awake as well.
Oh, what happened?
This is your caravan. What happened?
You didn't open that box over there.
And Skarpin points at one of the more ornate jewelry boxes that his mother has.
Mm-hmm. And it is open.
Oh, I knew it. You all were acting weird, and then when I came back in here, that's the last thing I remember. I saw you on the ground, and poof. Yeah, that's a powerful sleeping box.
Give me a deception.
Come on. Fuck. 11. Fuck.
Okay. They look at the box, and someone goes to touch it, and the other guy like grabs his arm.
Good. That's good. Smart.
One of the guys waking up goes, "Hey, I had the necklace. Where's the necklace?"
This necklace?
And he goes over to a different box, like next to that one, and grabs a necklace and
Yeah, you were rifling through all these, and you gave me a weird look and asking some weird questions, and then you passed out.
Your face at that.
I don't know if this timeline's checking out, but
He narrows his eyes at you. They look at each other, and he says, "I know that I saw it."
What did you see? Maybe I can help you find it.
The pendant. I saw the pendant.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Let's get rid of it, or let's get it to you so we can leave.
Let's get rid of it. They start searching the place again.
Yeah, let me help.
then Skarpin also starts searching.
Yeah, and it comes up empty, obviously.
Yes.
The guard's
Inner
just shaking his head like, "I know, I saw it."
Oh, yeah. We didn't kind of explain who we are. We're the Nightholder clan. We are powerful dream clerics. We and all things dream and sleep related. We have many artifacts and spells around that sometimes do catch people unawares and cause them to fall asleep. We should have warned you before searching the caravans, but you guys were kind of a dick, so we didn't.
They leave the caravan. They all sort of huddle up on the edge of town, talking to each other for a few minutes. Then the lead guard turns to your father and he says, "We are not done here. We will be back. You best keep yourselves above reproach."
Well,
Before Heath, Nightholder, can say anything, Skarpin pipes up.
well, it was very nice to meet you, and sorry about that little mishap we had back there. I'm glad it all got resolved, and good luck with everything. Hope you find those kids.
Your father just stares angrily. After a little while, after they leave, they take off, and once they disappear from sight, your father turns back to you and he says, "I don't like this at all."
Oh, yeah. Diakin Sugarbush, yeah. He had this terribly powerful necromantic necklace in there. That's what they were looking for. I threw it in the woods.
Good thinking, boy. We should set up camp here. It'll give us an excuse to go and find it.
Yeah, that's true. It was incredibly powerful, Dad. Like, I'd never seen anything like it.
Well, let's go find that fool brother of yours while we're at it.
Yeah. Idiot.
You set up camp. Dayakin is nowhere to be found.
Let's see. I can't find person. Can I? I can hold person.
Everyone you talk to realized the last time you saw him was this morning when he took off into the woods.
Skarpin thinks back. Did he seem weird?
I mean, he didn't seem weirder than normal.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So Skarpin, with hopefully his dad and mom Skarpin wants to check out the necklace.
Okay, yeah. So you just go back into the woods. I assume you cast Detect Magic again.
Yeah, he's got to find it.
Yeah, it glows pretty brightly. So you grab the necklace. As you hold it in your hand with the little talisman in your hand, you can feel, it feels like you're hearing whispers.
Do you hear that?
Hear what, Skarpin?
I thought I heard.
He looks back at the necklace and just the necromantic magic. It feels both correct and also just wrong because he knows it has tainted him. So he tries to listen more intently to the whispers.
Yeah, nothing really comes solidly clear, although you do really, you can feel that the whispers are coming from this. Like, as you try to focus on it, you definitely get more from it, but not enough to, tip the scale.
Well, Mom, necklaces, right? Like, you put them on, so maybe we should try that.
So he goes to put it on.
Skarpin, be careful, boy. There's... that is a powerful magic. I can feel it from here.
Yeah, well, we got to figure it out before those troops come back. So I think this is the quickest way.
So he puts it on.
Okay. Yeah, it feels cool against your skin, or against your shell.
It's got skin.
all right. But nothing happens right now.
Okay. I hear some whispers, but other than that, it just feels like a pretty cool looking necklace.
Your mother's already looking out toward the woods. She's you can tell it's like she's hoping that your brother will just wander out.
Yeah. It's Skarpin looking at it. Can you do a religion check to see if he can, as any sort of a recognition of this?
Give me a history check.
Oh, then I should re-roll, right? Because that first one was a religion check.
Yeah.
That made it a. Let's see, history. It's a 7. Was lower.
Yeah, you don't remember or see anything that triggers anything for you.
Okay. I feel like those troops are going to come back with maybe some more magical people to find this thing. So either we got to get out of here, or we got to figure out a way we can defend ourselves.
I think that's a good idea. Early in the morning, we'll get back on the road. But I think you and your mother and I have something else we need to do first.
I don't know what could be more important than this.
I think that we need to take the night to find your brother.
He caused this trouble in the first place. He's probably just off goofing off again and just got, mixed up with the wrong crowd again and got his arm hurt again,
We need to know why, Skarpin. And we're Nightholders. There's one way we can find him. We know we'll be able to find him.
Yeah. I'll find him in his dreams. I hate going there.
Your mother and father look at each other, and then your father looks back at you, and he says, "Before we do, son, I think it's time we have a talk."
All right, yeah. I mean, let's do this. What's up?
We are Nightholders. And as Nightholders, we carry an important family secret, a burden, but something that is...
Diakin?
He like there's a small smirk, but he's like trying to push through.
Yeah.
No, we have a duty as Nightholders. Very important one. One that we can't lose sight of, but one, there's a reason why your mom and I are always trying to push you to spend more time in the dreaming. It's hard to talk about. Most folk, they won't understand what we do and why we have to do it. But I know you will. This connection to the dreaming is important.
Yeah, of course. That's what we do.
We have to uphold it no matter what. We have to keep this going.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure. Yeah, we especially now we need to find Yak and figure this out so we can head on to the Basilica.
We need to pay the cost.
What do you mean?
We can't lose our connection to the dreaming, no matter what it costs. And this is the secret that we keep. The secret that no matter what, we will defend the dreaming. When those who will wish to stop us come. And there will be those who wish to stop us from being connected to the dreaming.
But why? Why would they do that? It's not like we hurt people with this. It's gather information and help people.
It's because people's connection to the dreaming is the fading. Hey everyone, DM Anthony here, just reminding you that if you're enjoying the show, tell your friends, tell your family, let people know, word of mouth, and you can support the show at patreon.com/adventureinc, or you can check out the shop at adventureincpod.com/shop. Make sure you check the show notes and the website for all our social media, including our Discord, where you can come and hang out with some great people. We'll see you there. And until next week, I wish you nothing but critical success.
Serious business.
We're super serious.